Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
No.
Radiant team ban. Time. Radiant team pick.
Clockwork.
Dire team reserve time.
Keeper of the light.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Shadow Fiend.
Dire team pick.
Templar Assassin.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
We are currently not live, apparently, which is... So, as you guys can see, the OBS is live because obviously I'm recording it and it's working fine. But for some reason, Zubo decided that today is not a day when I can stream. So, without further ado, if you guys are watching this in a YouTube video or something, I do apologize for the lack of stream in the moment. We're just trying to do our best. Zubo's screwing us. So let's get into the game. We have the ProDotA Cup series here in the EU version of ProDotA Cup series. SFT eSports will be fighting Team Hala here. The team number 1 versus team number 2. It's a best of 3 here in this situation. The first match of this best of 3. And my name is DSwordfish. I'll be your caster for today. Actually, my name is Darklight. Fuck it. I'm gonna go with Darklight. That's my Spanish name anyway. I'll unify all into one. We have missed part of the... let's give me one. Always the... seems like we are live. Okay, very sorry about that, but we have not missed. So yes, seems to be working. Which worked. Been looking at a tutorial, seeing how to improve the stats for my OBS for Azubu. We're all set. We're all set. Great, cool. So let's present the teams in case you haven't heard it. We have Hala Aries versus SGS SFT eSports. Sorry, and it's a best of 3. This is the first match. My name is Steve Swordfish. I'll be your cast for today. Let's start presenting the teams. I wish I could have gone over this draft, but this Azubu thing has been. Let's look at the game now. So, let's present the teams real quick. We have Slander here on the Clockwork in what I believe is the offense position. Matt Pumu playing the Warlock in the support position. Second support, do believe... No, it's not. Actually, so... Yeah, sorry. I'm not, what am I saying? We have the Clockwork in the support position. Matt Pumu in the support position as well. Mid lane, we're going to have Hilarious on the Shadow Fiend. Darkseer played by the Chosen One in the offlane position. There it is. And then finally in the carry position is going to be Saint on the Weaver. I'm so used to seeing Clockwork offlane. Anyway. SGS Esports in this situation going to have Bararan as the Juggernaut in the carry position. In the offlane is CA playing Legion Commander. Joining him are the 2 supports, Eknar on the Keeper of Light and Gravestone playing the Slardar. And finally in the mid lane, Mr. Templar Assassin played by Oosh.
I'll take that.
So this is nice. This seems like a pretty good matchup actually for SGS. I actually really like the Legion Commander pickup in this game. I haven't really talked much about the draft, so I do apologize for that. Wow, that's a... Oh, no, sorry. I was going to say, that's a bug. Nope, that 14 denies for the cogs. Well, Oosh, careful, by the way. So we have to... Let's keep in mind that he has 14 denies already. Now, so 14 denies are the base, so you can actually check what the denies are. I believe that they killed the Courier. That's pretty nice. Eknart enjoying or utilizing the movement speed the Coddle has in the early... And on the other hand... Let's look into the game. Sorry about this. I'm just trying to fix all the problems that we were having earlier. So looking at the draft, I do like the Legion Commander pick. I haven't been able to analyze.
Surely there was blood before that one.
So Eknart getting a quick kill in the bottom lane. No big deal. It is an offensive tri-lane, and it utilizes the Legion Commander pretty well, considering you're up against a Clockwork and a Weaver. Weaver kind of hard to kill with Legion Commander, but you deal an immense amount of area damage, which is nice if you try to use Shikuchi away. The Clockwork can't really do much against the Legion because of his moment of courage. Usually you're able to outlast the Clockwork within the cogs, which is fantastic, obviously. And on top of that, you even have a Juggernaut on the top lane, which is only fighting a Darkseer. And usually, I mean, I think he's missing a Quelling Blade to help hitting these creeps. Not because of the last hits, but to help get kill the creeps with the Iron Shell first. But he can always use the Blade Fury to destroy the creeps with Iron Shell, push the lane a bit. Not really that big a deal, because the Darkseer Iron Shell usually pushes the lane anyway. So have to consider this, like, the Blade Fury, you don't usually use Blade Fury to farm early, because even though it's effective, first of all, you waste a lot of mana, and second of all, you push the lane, which is not ideal for the creep equilibrium. However, if you're playing against a Darkseer, he'll usually mess up the creep equilibrium and send them all to your lane, like your you can use Blade Fury to take advantage of this, push out the lane in your favor so they don't go near your tower, and still get last hits, which is quite nice. And you also have a Legion Commander as a secondary carry per se in this game, probably because of the fact that they're running it with a tri-lane. Seems like they really do want to get some farm on the Legion. Maybe go for the phase boots with Mortigan build, which is quite nice. And now Slander's coming in with double damage and the cogs ready battery. Saw a bit of body blocking from Medpool, not too successful though. And that body blocking won't do much for CA, who's quite fast with those boots. No boots on Clockwork, only a Windlace, not good enough to, you know, finish off or like, find out the Legion. Which is the problem. Obviously, they just aren't able to.
Finders, keepers.
And on top of that, you have the extra power from the lifesteal you get on the overwhelming odds. So overall, Legion very happy with this. Very happy with this lane. Easily going to be able to win it. Though for now, the last hits are quite even. The whole point here, I think, is to take away the losses from Weaver. And even a tertiary carry in this situation with his Templar. In fact, the tertiary carry would be the Legion Commander, and the secondary carry would be the Templar. The Shadow Fiend I do like to pick up a lot, but obviously you are going to be lacking initiation later on in the game. You have the Omni Slash, of the Duel, all decent initiations. You're going to rely a lot on the Slaughter. But you're playing against a Darkseer and a Clockwork, both with great initiations, and then a Weaver as well, which makes the lack of stuns in SGS eSports quite worrying. You also can't utilize the Coddle that well. Slithering Crush plus Illuminate is decent, but obviously you only get a 200 damage Illuminate, which is not that great. And if you properly time it, and maybe 300, 400 damage, which gets a bit better. But again, the lack of initiation could really screw them. And then Slider's going to find Eknart. Only level 1 Battery Assault, if I'm mistaken. No, level 2 Battery Assault should be enough to kill Eknart. That hit from the Cogs was not going to help him a lot at all, but he was going to die anyway, so no big deal for the Clockwork there. Easy kill for Slander. And yeah, looking a little bit more into the draft, though, I do like the Legion pick because it's very powerful against Shadow Fiend with its Blade Mail. The Darkseer can't really do much against a Legion pick. Blink Dagger and Duel, and then Darkseer is pretty much dead, especially if he's carrying Iron Shell on, because, you know, Blade Mail will be really counterproductive for him. Illuminate in the bottom lane. There's the Illuminate, a lot of damage. He also has press the attack to heal a bit. Metboom is healing too much with that Shadow Word, though. There's the overwhelming odds, and Metboom finally will go down. No, sorry, the press the attack. Finally will go down to Legion Commander. She will die as well for a kill on a support. Not too ideal there. CA sacrificing his life for a simple Metboom, and the Weaver getting the kill is even better for the guys at Hala Ares. They're getting the better side of these trade-offs here. If you look at the kills, you can see that the Clockwork and the Weaver both have a kill, whereas the Legion and the Coddle have both died. And for Hala Ares, it's only been the Warlock who's died twice, which is not really that big a deal. He's not even playing position 4, he's playing position 5. He doesn't care much about losing that gold, and he's not worth anything right now. With 295 gold on his persona, only 1 ward, and that's literally his whole inventory. And that ward doesn't even give you stats. He's kind of screwed, but that doesn't really matter. That's not the point of Hala Ares. They want to get a powerful Weaver and then kite and take advantage of the fact that the enemy team has no stuns. Clockwork can actually be very powerful in that situation as well. If you go for a Midas Clockwork, which is a possibility in position 4, then you get an Ags at some point in the game, and obviously a Blade Mill here, and be a real nuisance because they can't stop your constant hook shots, and thus your initiations would be very powerful. And his farm for now, for Slider's farm for being a position 4 support is not bad. Even he's rivaling the Slaughter. He's going to be able to farm the jungle as well with his Battery Assault and his Rocket Flares and whatnot. And he might be able to get more kills than the Slaughter earlier on, with the usage of an offensive Battery Assault and even an offensive Cogs. There's no escape mechanisms on anyone in SG eSports, which is the real problem. You have a Templar, which will have a Blink Dagger later, of course, and obviously the Omni Slash, who has a Blade Fury, but that can't escape from the Cogs. You know, there's no blinks or anything of the sort. Nothing that you could really benefit from a stun from. So the enemy team has really not taken anything. Oh, Eknart might die against the Weaver. Yep, one last hit. The Slaughter comes in, but a bit too late, and Sam will get an extra kill. He has time lapse, also has Shikuchi, should be perfectly fine. And now you see how self-evident the lack of stuns is. They're going to rely a lot on that, they're going to rely a lot on that amplified damage to see if they could, the corrosive haze, to see if they can, you know, kill off the Weaver by simply having vision of her. But that's going to become even harder to do in the late game when the Weaver gets a 25 level talent and she's super fast. There's no way you're going to stop this hero. On top of that, you also have a Shadow Fiend who benefits a lot from not having stuns of the enemy. Like, besides the duel is going to be a very, very important stun this game. And even so, can't imagine it being that successful against every single hero. Shadow Fiend, yes, against the Weaver with the Lincoln, it's not that easy. Weaver has to be careful, by the way. Almost level. Who else? I guess a duel on the Darkseer is also very useful. So in the early game, you want to go duels for the Darkseer. Then in the mid game, before the Weaver gets his linkage, duels on the Weaver. And then finally, in the late game, you might want to go for some duels on a Shadow Fiend, which is the best target, sorry. I doubt he would go for BKB, though, in this case, a Shadow Fiend. He might just go for linkage as well, because there's not that much magical damage, bar Coddle and bar Slaughter. But even Slaughter, I mean, yeah, I guess you can prevent the Slithering Crush, but you'd rather prevent duels. Lincoln seems like an alright option for both Shadow Fiend and for the Weaver. I do like the Saiyans already go for the Lincolns. And the Desolator build is nice for a Weaver, obviously. Despite me being a big fan of Desolator build. The Lincoln Sphere is usually a bit better, especially if you want to play a bit more aggressively. The Desolator is better if you have not won the early game. Sorry, if you have won the early game. But the Lincolns is better if you haven't want the early. It's more of a secure pickup, allows the Weaver not to die. And the lower the level of play is, and mind you, no offense to these teams, but obviously they're not tier 1s, the better the Lincolns becomes. Because there's much more... there's a bigger likelihood of solo plays, like the one we're seeing here, where they're going on Shush. And do you see any TPs? No, you only see a TP from Gravestone Defense, and that's it. Yeah, but there's much more solo playing. You know, the team fights are not as coordinated. You can't go for coordinated ganks early. It's kind of hard to do that, honestly. And this is not even SCA. Europe is not even that good at coordinated ganks early on. You know, if it was SCA, maybe China, I'd understand, but not Europe. And thus the Lincolns allows you to have more survivability, which is the best thing to do, because most of the time you're not just going to die because you made a mistake, not the enemy team. The enemy team coordinated this amazing gank to kill you and you need to take damage. On top of that, in this case, I do believe that SGS is the guys who have to be on the offensive. They have a Slaughter, they have Legion, they have a Templar Assassin. They peak really early. Even a Caudal peaks quite early with his Ags. Once they get Ags maybe 25, 30-ish, they're really going to try to go for the kills. And the Lincolns will save the Weaver's life and allow him to, you know, back. Similarly, I would have wanted Lincolns first for the shot. I like the Dragonlance into... I don't know, Dragonlance to Shadowblade. The Shadow has been very popular recently on the Shadow Fiend. Dragonlance to Shadowblade and then top it off with, like, perhaps later on, maybe the Butterfly before the Lincolns. Because you do want a main damage dealer. And that doesn't have to be the Weaver. The Swarm already deals enough damage. Ooh, duel onto the Warlock. Very good duel here. The Illuminate also hurting them quite a lot. But CA could go down to the Weaver. Let's not forget that. Yeah, you have overwhelming odds, but oh no, Sane decides to change target. That's not a smart choice. He does have time lapse though. Should be fine. And still going on Eknart. I don't think I love the change in top. Yeah, there it is. He's gonna die now. Maybe Satan has a Shukuchi. They heal the Legion one last time, or to give him more mana one last time. From behind comes a Clock. No, comes a Shadow Fiend. Sorry, from Hilarious. He has all the raises. They're gonna try to kill CA in time. Where's the third raise? They can't do it, and CA will just TP away. Now they're trying to. Oh my god, they're trying to ping the Slaughter, and well, I mean they pinged him to death, I guess, with one last hit. That was an unfortunate decision making by the Weaver. Decided to go on the Caudal halfway through instead of deciding to go for the Legion Commander. Yeah, forced him out of lane, but did do. Oh wow, that's a really good play here. Juggernaut's about to die. They can heal the Healing Ward, but no, Juggernaut's actually melee, and that hurts him here because the Illusion, or that saves him here because the Illusion can't kill off the Healing Ward in time. Goes back to full health. Right. Point is though, the SGS here, sorry, the Weaver here from Hala area is quite the big mistake by having the Swarm on, not taking advantage of the Swarm early on in the Legion. And there's another duel. The Swarm comes in and they can really take advantage of this, but he's going to still go for Eknart, which is an easier kill, which I understand obviously because you just lost the support, but the Blinding Light will make it so that it's impossible for you to finish him off. And the Blinding Light is finally off. Satan's going to go in fully on. He has time left, so he's fine. Ooh, the magic stick, he might need to use it. Okay. However, they only kill the Caudal, and they kill the Caudal for a kill on the Legion. Sure, it's a safer play, but I don't know if it's a better one. The Cogs push the Juggernaut back, he starts blade throwing away. I don't know if that's going to be enough to save him. There's a lot of damage from the Shadow Fiend. Ooh, the Shadow Fiend, level 11 only, is not sufficient to heal off a Juggernaut, though that dealt a lot of damage to him. That was a ridiculous amount of damage. Okay, let's see if Saiyan can now finally kill CA and the enemy. He's even maxing Swarm, which, I mean, the typical build, but I like that he's doing so to try to prevent the Legion duels from too effective. But later on, when the Legion grabs the armlet, it's not going to matter too much. It's going to be too powerful. The armlet even gives extra arm damage. Armlet's going to be good for CA. It's going to help quite a lot. I'm going to get Blink Dagger soon as well for this. Actually, no, he's going to go for the full no-tail build. So, might not even get Blink Dagger. Might just go for Blade Mill straight up. And just run at them with Phase Boots. Which is not ideal when you're fighting at Dark 3. You would like to get some duels on him. Now, by the way, Satan is on very low mana. A duel could happen any second. There it is, the duel. TA coming in, and that's a quick duel for CA. Fantastic decision-making there by the SFT team. Now, go on to Slander. The TA is dealt a lot of damage. It was invisible for a second. In comes the Juggernaut. 3 carries in jungle. And it's not the start of a joke, but the start of Clockwork's death. As Hilarious comes in, tries to clear the Healing Ward, does so. Baraban only getting healed the last couple seconds with the Remnant effect. But in comes Gravestone's fantastic Warlock ultimate. That stops the enemy initiation. Not good enough against an Omni Slash. And the Chosen One continues to TP in here and receive the damage of an Illuminate. The amplified damage is still on him. He has Soul Ring, so he can still surge away. But Baraban wants to go for the kill. There it is. TA comes in. Where's the Soul Ring? Not using that surge yet. Finally has mana for it, but doesn't have time for that long-ass cast animation. Actually makes it out alive. Sane comes back in. Wants to kill Shush. The Blinding Light saves him. A meld to make sure that he doesn't die to the Golem or to the Weaver. And then finally finishes off the golem using the advantage of refraction. What a play here by SGS Esports, showing us SFT Esports. Why do I keep calling them SGS? SFT Esports showing off why they are the top contenders here against Hala Ares. Hala Ares, woo! They are playing much better mechanically, despite their traps being not as good. They're taking much more advantage of the Legion Commander, and I did think it was going to be a good pick, and I do love this no-tail style. More of a carry-like offlaner. They're also rotating their carries much more, which is surprising, honestly. 3 cores down there was pretty big commitment, but they did get a couple kills, and despite the fact that the graph is not going so much in their favor, you know, only 2,000 gold for SFT, they are still, you know, winning this game against Hala Ares ever so slightly, and are dictating the tempo of the game, which is the most important part. The TA is the one who's going for the proactive ganks, and it's the Shadow Fiend's going for the reactive ganks, and that's the problem. The Shadow Fiend's going for the Shadow Blade, which I do love on him. I suggested it earlier. On top of the stats that it gives you, and the fact that Silver Edge could be very useful against a Legion Commander and against a Juggernaut because of the evasion of the passive. Honestly, also against the Templar Assassin, because you take away most of her burst damage. Silver Edge in general in this game is quite fantastic. But on top of that, getting that escape mechanism against a team that doesn't have many stuns, pretty useful. They're going to force them to buy dust and other things like that. Their entries, or at least get a gem on the coddle, which will later be an annoyance. Because really, right until now, you don't want to get dust, because obviously you don't want to use dust as a lever. That's not the best. But once that was horrendous. But once the Shadow Fiend gets Shadow Blade, you're going to be forced to buy dust, because you're going to have no other way of pinning him down. So you can just Shadow Blade away, you can put a sentry, and there's no way to stop. The whole point of a sentry is that you have stuns place, put the sentry down, and continue to hit him even if he uses a defensive Shadow Blade. But that would not happen. Oh god. Duel into the Weaver. Was unaware of this completely. CA literally just walked up to him and destroyed him. Had no vision, by the way. They didn't see him. He just kind of rounded the trees, saw that there was something happening over here. You know, someone was farming the creeps, and thought, who has enough rage to farm the creeps? The Warlock. Literally. I mean, the Warlock could do that, but it wouldn't take too long, so he wouldn't be the one farming the creeps there. And CA will be going for the Blink Dagger in the end, allowing him to get better initiations, which I do love, because he's going to be able to initiate onto the Dark Sphere. He has 40 dual damage minute 15. That's quite impressive. Honestly, the Legion doesn't depend as much on dual damage in the early on, as much as she did before, because of her talents. If she does get to level 25 and utilizes that 20% XP gain very well, she gets the plus 40 dual damage bonus, which most of the time is preferable to a 25% reduction. You know, keep that in mind, guys, for your pubs, unless you're playing a very disabling kind of Legion Commander, even with Ags, which I think is the best option with you go for the 25% cooldown reduction. You know, Ags, Blade Mail, like Echo Saber kind of things where you go for solo duels, but you're just an initiation mechanic. You don't really want that. It's not that great. Whereas the 40 dual damage is amazing, and that's why it's not that important. This just means that they'll win a bit earlier if they... When it really matters when the duels go to the late game, and each duel gives you literally 58 damage, which is ridiculous. You know, each duel gives you a, what? I think it's the Demon Edge, more or less. A lot of damage. It's close to the MKV damage. Damage away from the MKV damage, which is pretty ridiculous, all things considered. The Legion will have to go MKV later on in the game. I would not be surprised if this Shadow Fiend later on. He's going for Montes to the Shadow Blade. Okay. Thinking that he's probably going to have to go for the late games, has to go for a bit of illusion pushing, in addition to being able to divide the damage from the Omnislash. And, ooh, another duel into the Clockwork. Can they kill him in time? Probably not. The TP's coming a bit too late. One last hit. Unfortunate. Legion, no Blade Mail or anything of the sort. Really hinders him there. Unable to clear the Clockwork in time. I mean, they do kill him regardless, but don't get the dual damage, which is what we're looking for after all. Sane does TP to the middle lane. The attack from Hala area seems to have been, you know, finished, while the TA finishes out the Roshan. A lot of advantage now for the guys at SFT Esports. Insane is fine against Ushashush, and Insane deals quite a lot of damage, but so does Ushashush with the Desolator. And this is different to having a Desolator versus having a Lincoln's, you know. Ushashush can go for kills right now and can really utilize that damage, but easily dies against the enemy team. Boom. No stats on him, nothing, no Blink Dagger to counterattack, and that's in... Oh, he does have Blink Dagger, but, you know, that couldn't be using it there with the Swarm. And, I mean, the Aegis was good Roshan, because it still gives you gold and whatnot. The Aegis is not that valuable nowadays, but still kind of a loss. And that's the big problem. That you were happy with killing Roshan, and you don't actually mind the fact that they took the Aegis away from you that much. But with a TA, he's probably one of the better heroes to get Aegis on early on, because you can dive really hard and then destroy someone. You also have a Legion Commander that will really help you when it comes to killing someone easily. You know, go for duel, and then the combo, we've already seen it multiple times. Well, that was an extra. That was 125 gold. Was that from the helm? Huh. That's interesting.
Soldier.
But like I said, in this case, the lack of Aegis is gonna hurt him a bit. Good kill though, utilizing the Weaver power. And you can see why the Weaver doesn't actually necessarily need to go for it as later. Going for the Lincolns is fine in the Weaver, which she actually got 18 minutes in, which is not the best timing, but the Swarm already gives you a considerable amount of damage. The Shukuchi does as well. If you especially if you go for the went for the +6 strength. If you go plus 30 Shukuchi damage, it gives you a bit more viability in there again. Not that either one is that great of a talent, honestly. It's up to the user. It depends on how you want to play. But now with the Lincolns, the Weaver has a decent amount of tank, can survive a good duel, which is important. No more duels in the same. And you can start building Desolator, which is going to be useful on them regardless. And since they still have the SF to deal damage, they don't really need the Weaver to do anything but survive and swarms. So, I like the atomization of Hala areas, though I'll admit that it seems like SFT are playing much better. But smoke against smoke, this will be a 5-man smoke versus a 3-man smoke. No, sorry, 4-man smoke versus a 3-man smoke. And it does seem like the guys at SFT have the complete advantage, especially because these are only... This is a gang squad. Gang squad! Da -da -da. I mean, offlaner 2 supports, they're really going to get ganks, whereas this team fight might not go as pretty. Gonna go on Medboom. This is very dangerous. Oh, they missed the Slithering Crush. There's the Wrecking Souls coming in. And TA joins as well. And there's the duel. But the Warlock Ultimate, the Vacuum plus Wall Replica, is that enough to actually... No! It seems like CA is actually surviving quite a lot. Gravestones will be going down. Amisash comes out and doesn't actually kill much. But CA makes it out alive thanks to the beautiful Glimmer Cape in the last second. Saves him the last 2 hits of that Shukuchi, or sorry, of that Geminid attack. Now the Blinding, the Illuminate coming in. They catch Medboom. Medboom going down easily, saying there's no duel available, so they can't quite kill him. He did win his previous duel, though, to get that up that 40 damage. And, oh, sorry, no, he did not win that previous. Blinding Light to push the Weaver away, not what he was expecting. No Mana Leak, so there's no way of actually catching this Weaver. I mean, no Mana Leak, as in it's not available. So, I was surprised. I did not think the SFT would win that team fight, but they did. They took advantage of the Omni Slash. The fact that they were near the tower allowed them to get TPs. And that hit from behind in the end ended up being, you know, not much of it. Didn't make much of a difference, but you got an early duel on him and whatnot. Meanwhile, Shush managed to chase down the Chosen One and just kill him off really easily. As in the bottom lane, it seems like Saiyan is finding Eknart, his ideal partner, but with that Glimmer Cape. That Glimmer Cape, by the way, from Eknart, saved the Legion Commander's ass in that middle of that team fight. She managed to make it to the Shrine, managed to survive just thanks to a magnificent Glimmer Cape, which even took the Swarm away from her, in addition to saved her from the last 2 Weaver attacks, no? So that was really good. That's really good, the way SFT is playing. I just love their mechanical display. It's quite surprising. And the enemy team should get some sort of dust. But, you know, we haven't seen any sort of dust on Hala Ares team. No, there's another duel down bottom. Catch out the Weaver. Use the Amplifies or the Corrosive Haze to take out the Lincolns, and then the duel to finish him off easily with Slithering Crush and whatnot. Okay, that worked out. They even had a bash and everything to help out with the damage of the duel. Meanwhile, they continue to push a bit of the mid lane, while the Legion pushes the bottom lane. There's the Blanco going in with a hook shot, the Cogs, Battery Assault, plus the Wall Replica. Too much damage for this Legion Commander to survive. The mechanism is up, the Vacuum pokes him back in, but CA kills off someone before dying. No armor toggling worth it. They do kill off a Warlock Golem, the Warlock itself, sorry. And Gravestones has to run away. One last hit from the Illusions would kill him off, but his sprint is good enough to save his life, and now Shush is trying to run away from the Illusions. Shush, he says, as he kills off both. They managed to get a 3-for-1. Again, it's kind of ridiculous that the Legion Commander was there in a really bad position. They still managed to get a kill regardless because of the constant rotations by eSports. They're really utilizing those cores quite well. Omnislash is available, by the way, so Saiyan really should be careful. Baraban with we'll do absolutely nothing. He just dispels it away.
I'll take that as tribute.
Is that the stream? That seemed like it was. Okay. I heard like a mute. About the style and the Fuel Blade. Okay, so it is a typical build for this Juggernaut. Eknar stealing his last hit. He should start going for Axe. That Glimmer Cape was really useful, so I'll give it to him. There's no invisible. There's only one invisible person on their team, Templar, and Sentry benefits or helps you much more against Templar than Sentry. But you literally don't utilize the slow whatsoever. So the Sentries are going to be really useful. They're going to be definitely bought by Hala areas because you can also dispel wards and whatnot. But why would you buy Dust? No point. Oh God, Medboom! Wow! Not only the Courier, but also Medboom as a little present. Sorry, not only Medboom, but also the Courier as a present. This kills him with the side blades quickly. 2 attacks and he's done. The usage of the haste is magnificent by Shush. And Medboom has died here what 5 times I think? 8. Wow, 8 times. He's like good, almost half of the kills in the. Hala Ares team. Using the Hurricane Pike, not too well. Starts attacking the Shadow Fiend regardless because he still has vision. There's the Rocket Flare. The Swarm catches the Legion, but he doesn't seem to care much. Yeah. SFT eSports. It's time to back off. Efficiently. Now with a Blink Dagger and Blade Mail Legion Commander, she is quite farmed. And already level 15, getting that plus 30 damage, which is very useful. Honestly, the plus 20 movement speed is alright, but the plus 30 damage, unless you have a very, very good early game, you're not going to get more duels. The plus 20 movement speed is just not that great. It's essentially a windlace. And if you already have them phase boots, that's all you really need. You already went for nothing. Or okay, Swarm, kind of annoying, but easily dispellable with a meld. And they're still trying to go for Roshan. I think that's what their next incursion will be into Roshan, and once they get to Roshan, they're going to decide to push up higher. CA really wants to kill, but probably not going to find the Clockwork here. Even with a Blade Mill, it could be lethal if the Clockwork decides to attack with Battery Assault. Hopefully the Clockwork does not do. It could still be lethal regardless of the Battery Assault. I think the Jug is also pretty fun. I mean, the TA has kind of been dominating, but usually it's the TA taking all the forms, or all the avenues and all the lanes in terms of farms, whereas the Juggernaut kind of stays behind, and he gets kills with Omni-Attacks, but this game, not really the case. You look at the last, it's only 3 assets away. The Juggernaut is actually farming really well. They're going for a good amount of kills as well, and kind of separating between them. 6-0 on the TA, but 205, not bad for the Juggernaut either. But 6 kills. Able to get a Monta style Diffusal Blade really early. That's going to be really lethal on the Weaver. Because that means that with one Slithering Crush, the Weaver can pretty much lose all his mana and probably his life with the Diffusal Blade Monta style. It takes advantage of the reduced PAT the Juggernaut has, 1.4 I believe. And really reduced, by the way, the average being 1.7. And on top of that, you like build up Julians, right, which gives you a lot of attack speed. He can utilize attack speed even better. And you will even have an item that helps, or that whose damage scales exponentially with the attack speed, that being Diffusal Blade. And the new Diffusal Blade is even better for this kind of build because the purges themselves are useful to stop someone, but you don't care about the cooldowns as much. Honestly, you're not going to purge because most likely you already killed them because Juggernaut deals an insane amount of DPS. It is not easy to kite him with a Blade Fury. Oh, they're going to the Weaver. There's the duel. And is the Weaver going to die? Probably. There's no chance they can have him saving her. Ush comes in just to steal the last hits, and they get the kill on the Weaver. Winner duel for the Legion Commander. The Blade Mail was activated, I think, a bit late. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we see Nemesis coming in. Chosen One about to die, but they still hit Baraban. And there's a Requiem of Souls also slowing it down ever so slightly. How will he survive? There's no way. There is no way to survive. He just goes down. No usage of Monta style to prevent the last damage, but he used it too early on in the team fight. Now, they do kill off the Clockwork as like an extra, extra kill. But they only lost the Juggernaut there. And they did lose the Juggernaut as a big deal, but only lose the Juggernaut, not that big, only losing the Juggernaut as long as you have the Legion and the TA and the Legion still getting duels, that's fine for your team, honestly. You still have the map control, and in fact, they still seem to want to fight, utilizing it well. And knowing that the enemy team does not have any sort of vacuum ball replica shenanigans, which is very annoying. Right, that said, seems to be going to go on with Shadow Fiend. Nope. Wish could have used the Hurricane Pike and stuff, but, oh, seemed like he did. Wow, Osh has a butterfly already? That's ridiculous. What's his score per minute? Almost 700. That's really good on my shit. So that's working for Osh. That's nice. A butterfly, 17,000 net worth. That's quite nice on him. He's gonna force the Shadow Fiend not to go for MKD, which is not what he wanted to go for. He wanted to go for Scotty.
Illusion.
P on you, which is very annoying, but usually your damage output is good enough so you're not worried about that too much. There's no channeling spells in the enemy team bar the Illuminate, and I mean the extra damage on you is not that great when you're going for the Monta style build. You gotta go for stats, which is why he was going for Scotty.
I'll take that.
So forcing him to go for MKV is actually quite a bothersome. Now going back to the Juggernaut, that Diffusal Blade actually deals him. So that insane. It's a good attack speed and the 50 mana break now that it deals instead of the 25 I believe, or 20. It was really low before, now it's much higher. It's used for the mana break itself, so it's actually much more of a item onto this Juggernaut. Obviously that purge. Fantastic. Go for the Basher next, seemingly go for an Abyssal, which is good against the Weaver. Sure, I mean, he can take out a Lincolns really easily with an Amplified Damage, Slaughter from the Shadows, and then in goes Juggernaut with his Blink Dagger, boom, Abyssal Blade, and he's dead. That Blink Dagger is also going to help him quite a lot to catch out the Weaver in bad situations. Maybe force her out to do Shikuchi, or force her to a time lapse, and then boom, Blink Dagger onto her and finish her off with the damage. Zane's about... No, Zane was almost dead there. Thanks to that sentry. Lost vision of him last second, but they did take away the enemy sentry at the very least. And they're still planning on going for Roshan. This is not the best team fight for Hala Ares, but this also might be the best place to fight for Hala Ares, right? Not the best time in terms of, you know, losing, but they have to win a team fight sometime. And then Slander is about to go down. The Hurricane Pike kills him off. No! He misses the hit, and there it is. The Slaughter finishes him off. Oshushush, though, vacuum ball replica into the middle of those cogs. Kind of annoying to fight there. Finally, the Warlock throws down his rock, and Oshushush somehow still alive. The Slaughter does get turned into sushi. However, the duel comes down, and that's exactly what they wanted. The duel took off the Shadow Fiend, and now the Hurricane Pike to at least try to finish off the Chosen One. He still has meld. Can he kill him off? There's the dust. Oh no, why'd you walk into the meld? If you knew he was there, you could have survived. But in the end, they lose a 3-for-4. At least a good team fight for the guys at Hala Ares. Finally taking a bit of an advantage. Not utilizing the Roshan pit to their advantage, even though that could have been a great team fight with Requiem of Souls plus... Oh, Shadow Fiend also has Butterfly. A Requiem of Souls plus the Rock. You know, better than nothing. Still got the 4 kills, kill the TA, concentrate on the TA really well. Lost the duel, which is unfortunate, but what are you gonna do, right? I mean, the Legion is just gonna keep getting damage. Greystone is back within... Oh, interesting. I haven't seen this before on the Slaughter, but I like this because Midas allows him to become a position 5, so the Kato can finally get his ags. So that's nice. I don't think it's a Midas made for the Slaughter to know how to control. As you can see, he's been buying the wards. Obviously, you want the Kato to get ags, so I like this. I've seen a lot of teams do this where they like kind of swap the position 4 and position 5 of the team overall, depending on how the match goes. So utilize a position 4 early on to get his key items. In this case, a point dagger and perhaps a... That's really it. Midas, I guess, in the Slaughter. And then once you get some sort of damage mechanism, or gold... What did I say damage? Once you get some sort of gold per minute mechanism, like either a talent, which Slaughter does not have, unfortunately, or Midas in some situations. Because the talents for gold per minute are really prevalent to supports. Then, once you get that, you can actually let your position 5 become position 4, letting it as core items, you know, Kato, Disruptor do this all the time. And yeah, they just disintegrating Met Poop, which is enough because now, I mean, they know they don't have a rock regardless, but at least they don't have the healing from Warlock. Now, wow, but press the attack, amplify damage. Is Roshan made out of butter? Because that's what he seems to be cutting there with his Templar Assassin side blades. Gee. In like seconds. Oh well. What are they gonna do? Oshushush takes down easily, and now with his double damage, gonna go for the tower. That's gonna be quite quick. CA helping him out. No need for press the attack if you deal this amount of damage. That double damage is quite ridiculous. Now they're gonna take down the cogs. They don't. Oh, I thought they gave gold. Good thing they don't. Oshushush is just gonna continue the push here. I mean, he has the Hurricane Pike, so he can push from the low ground, which is ideal. Now he's going to the high ground. Ooh, offensive force staff wants to go Slander. There's the duel. Not quite getting it off. Finally, he's daunted and he's dead in 2 attacks. CA also deals with insane amount of damage. So the rock comes down, kills off the Legion. Also, the Slaughter follows his path into the way of the dead, and it does seem like the TA will at least make it out alive, utilizing that butterfly movement speed to his advantage. However, Hala Ares, noticing that they have to utilize this rock for something better, has had to go in the bottom lane for a split push. Satan has been doing this the whole time, and he's fighting against an Omni Slash with a time lapse. Should be able to survive it. However, Baraban is still a dangerous opponent. Okay, TA goes in, wants to go on Hilarious, who barely has any mana. They even use a dust to make sure that you can't escape with a Shadow Blade. Magnificent Blinding Light to bring him back into the game. But it seems like TA is the one in trouble. They do manage to recall the Juggernaut, who joins the fray with an Omni Slash available. Has to use it now. Finally gets the... Wow, first hit bash onto the Weaver and still destroys the illusions. Not the best Omni Slash ever, but at least should be able to make it out alive with a Blade Fury. Blade Fury, there it is. Slander still catches him in the cogs. Unfortunate for Baraban, but he can make it out alive by attacking the cogs. In comes Ushushush, kills off the Clockwork, says, "Don't you touch my buddy," Saiyan tries to finish him off, but can't, because, let's be honest, Ushushush is a goddamn butterfly. Saiyan can be okay, though, with the Sukuchi. Eventually makes it out alive. And overall, they did get another duel for the Legion, so that's what matters the most. And Legion seems to be going for a Heaven's Halberd, the Shadow Fiend, or the Weaver, and then go in, duel one or the other. You know, the other guy, the one who's not Heaven's Halberded, so you can deal more damage to you with a Blade Mail. Boom, 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 kill one of their carries, and the other carry can't kill you meanwhile, so you might be able to survive even. Fantastic. That Heaven's Halberd is a pickup you don't see often enough in Dota, in competitive Dota, let alone on a Legion Commander, but very useful. I do like the BKB pickup as well. No need for the MKB because your damage is not going to matter that much against a Shadow Fiend. The whole point is that 2 hits should kill him. And I still would be reserving the Tomes of Experience for him. Or Tomes of Knowledge. I don't know who's been getting them, but the Tomes of Knowledge should be for the Legion Commander. Get that plus 40 damage is pretty much... it's a godsend, really. That level 25 on Legion is ridiculous, and it really helps you out in terms of damage. Because every duel matters so much for you. Every 50 seconds, getting 58 damage. You're a happy-go-lucky Legion Commander. Alright, Gem on the Slaughter, which I do also like. No, sorry, Gem on the Coddle. Yeah, I believe the Slaughter just bought it, but he's buying it for the Coddle. Because now that the Coddle has Ags, Eknor, ooh, that's a huge advantage. A bit late for the Ags, but granted he got Glimmer Cape first, and he's been in position 5 most of the game, which is understandable then. Now he doesn't need any more items, maybe a 4-staff at most of it. And then they can start the push. I mean, the Knight is about to... No, 2 minutes till late, so they have still the advantage for quite a while. Just start the pushing now with the Illuminate, the heal from the Illuminate, the extra vision they get. I mean, imagine a Night Stalker team, you already want to push during the night. It literally gives you healing. Ooh, cancel that link into the Monolink. That's a huge range for the Monolink, and he can't even escape with a Shukuchi because the Gem of True Sight is already available. Oh, they dispel that smoke, misses the hook shot, and what could have been a great initiation ends up being quite bad as Slander is pulled away. Omnis has to his face. And Slander, 100% gonna die. There's the overwhelming amount to finish him off. The Rock was the vacuum though. Kaiju the 2 supports. Agnar doesn't want to lose the Gem. The Glimmer Cape has to use it in time. There's the dust, and there's no way Agnar is surviving that healing board. They have to grab the Gem in time. The Juggernaut manages to finish it off, or to grab the Gem and save from the hands of the Weaver. Greedy hands. CA is also trying to blink away. Didn't get a duel yet, so he hasn't been useful in his team fight. He can't quite die. As now Ushishush comes in, says, "Hey, why are you bothering my buddy?" Hurricane Pike comes in. Look at the amount of damage that Hurricane Pike deals. However, Ursh cannot quite fight the Shadow Fiend. That Butterfly has been used by a Shadow Fiend, so he actually should last less time. And Butterfly is not being too forgiving with the Legion Commander here. And there comes the Juggernaut from behind. He's like, "Hey, why I joined the fray?" As Baraban hits the Darkseer just ever so slightly. You know, annoys him with the Diffusal Blade. They lose the Requiem of Souls because they thought the Juggernaut was going to go in. And Baraban, after taking away that ultimate, happily goes back to the jungle and goes back to farming. As Egnar also joins their team. He has the gem, so he can give the gem to the Coddle. Hasn't done so yet, and is very close to that MKB. Don't know if you want to... have a buyback, so I think it would still be quite
Dire's
useful.
middle tower is under attack.
Oh, they're gonna catch out the Chosen One. Where's the duel? Legion Commander not quite getting there, but Satan, he could be caught out by this duel. There they go. There's the first 2 hits. 3rd hit, and Satan is just disintegrated. He's been exterminated. Now the Legion comes in. The Cog's in time. Saves Clockwork's life from a possible blade mill. He can't quite get the duel off. Cia doesn't know what angle to initiate from. Slander will go down regardless of another hit from that double damaged. No, sorry, from the Temple Assassin in general. Now the double damage comes in, and he's ready to go onto the towers, who are going to melt against his damage. This is fantastic. This TA is pretty much winning their game. The damage he deals is surreal. Surreal, really. Ushishush takes the tower down quickly, and I was just checking the gold per minute quickly. It does seem like there's almost 800 gold per minute on TA, which is ridiculous, by the way. Mind you, the graph is going completely in SPF flavor. SFT flavor, sorry. And there's another duel, not level 40 yet. No, not plus 40 damage, but still can slow him out. 18 extra, not bad. They want to take the barracks down, and it's only the mid barracks. And Gravestone could be going down. There's a stun plus the... Oh, great use of the Hurricane Pike there. Combining with the Monolith. Hilarious will survive thanks to the Shrine as well. Gravestone comes back in. Not the best. Not the best. Something question. What the fuck away? Vacuum to bring him back into the wall. Can they target the illusions in time? No. What a terrible control by the Chosen One. Doesn't quite get them, but the Juggernaut actually manages to take down the bottom racks. That is mega creeps for the guys at SFT. And a good game well played gets called by Hala Ares. They lose the first game against SFT. Maybe a better draft, but definitely a much worse execution. Fantastic job by SFT eSports. And I hope you've enjoyed the match, guys. We're going to be back with game number 2 very soon. My name has been DSwordfish. Hope you've enjoyed the cast. Do feel free to chat or the cast and praise me if you did. And hope you